Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, new permanent secretaries for Ministries of Health and Labor. 2 new permanent secretaries are to be assigned to the Ministries of Health and Wellness and Labor and Social Security in September. Colette Roberts Risden, who has served as a permanent secretary in the Labor Ministry since January 2015, is heading to the United States to become Jamaica's lead on the farmwork program in North America under a 2-year assignment. The move is reportedly crucial as the US and Canada contemplate policy changes for the long-standing income earner for many Jamaican families. Chief Technical Director in the ministry, Diane Jennings, is expected to take over the role. Ms. Jennings, who has served the public sector for more than 20 years, was once a permanent secretary in the local government ministry. Meanwhile, Public Administrator Errol Green is tipped to head the Health Ministry to replace Dunstan Bryan, who proceeds on study leave next month to pursue a doctoral degree in social protection at the University of the West Indies. His initial leave will be for 2 years. Mr. Green currently serves as the Regional Director for the Southeastern Regional Health Authority, responsible for delivering health care services in St. Catherine, St. Thomas, Kingston, and St. Andrew. Call for public libraries to get more support. President of the Jamaica Civil Service Association, Tesha Clark Griffiths, wanted the government to provide more support for public libraries. Lamenting the state of most of the libraries, Mrs. Clark Griffiths contends that public libraries are critical to the education system.
When the country was under COVID, the entity that led the online school system and so on, those persons who were unfortunately didn't have the technology and so on, was the library. Yet, the resources that is required to run the libraries is quite inadequate. Secondly, I don't believe that any emphasis is placed on upgrading our libraries. It's not a priority of the government. The positions are low, and I don't think they spend any time to look carefully at the structure of the library, even during the compensation restructuring. And so what is happening in the library service is that it is struggling to operate in a way that is modernized. We need to move to the point where we can advance those technologies so that we can have online libraries and accessibility for all of you who are not able to do your homeworks at your home because you don't have technology that are advanced to help you. So there needs to be a lot more in terms of collaboration with the Ministry of Education to improve the services, the library services in Jamaica and across the island and in the respective parishes.
Man believed to be mentally challenged, accused of scamming. A 19-year-old whom police investigators deemed as mentally challenged was remanded in custody for a month as a parish judge requested a psychiatric evaluation to determine his well-being. Chad Leslie was remanded in custody until September 25, when his matter is to be transferred from the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court and mentioned in the Home Circuit Court. He made his first appearance before Parish Judge Maxine Ellis on Tuesday, facing 1 count of possession of identity information and the possession of access device. The court heard that police were on patrol in a corporate area community when Leslie's tablet was searched and the lead sheets were allegedly found. The investigator indicated to the judge that residents informed him that Leslie was mentally slow and that people were using him. "Him not slow nothing, but well then I'm going to make an order for an evaluation. Nobody not supposed to walk up and down with lead sheets. Only young, get up and go work," Ellis said. The judge's decision to remand the teen left his aunt in tears as she watched her nephew carted away from the courtroom in handcuffs. "Him can barely talk a good sentence. Me nah swear for him, but him not inna them something there," the woman said, tears streaming down her face as she exited the courtroom. Mom sells weed to support children. A parish judge chided the actions of a single mother of 6 who defended her decision to sell ganja to support her family. "I don't want you to be engaged in the selling of ganja to send your children to school. Ganja can't send children to school. Go and register your children for PATH and do something legal." Parish Judge Maxine Ellis scolded the defendant. Her comments came after the defendant, whose name the news will not publish to protect the children, confessed that she sells weed at her bar to generate an income to provide for her children. "Me have 6 children and I'm me one. I'd help you out, Your Honor. It send them go school," the mother explained. The woman appeared in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Tuesday on charges of possession of ganja and dealing in ganja. She pleaded guilty to the charges. Ellis urged the mother to desist from the practice of selling weed without license for the protection and the safety of her children. "You need to get a license. You can't keep weed near the children. They will reach it and start using it. That's where problems start," the jurist argued. On the count of possession of ganja, the woman was fined $3,600 or 90 days imprisonment, while for dealing in ganja, she was fined $6,800 or 90 days imprisonment. The judge also imposed a sentence of 12 months imprisonment, suspended for 12 months. Accounting clerk commits $1 million fraud. "You're a thief," was how Parish Judge Maxine Ellis described accounting clerk Alvara Campbell, a former employee of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, who schemed more than $1 million from the government by falsifying applications in order to benefit from social grants. "This is so wrong till it can't wrong no more. You failed the trust of the government, who put you in a very sensitive position, that you could in fact tender these documents for checks to be drawn. She knew that she could get her schooling paid for. A lot of people are exploiting the social programs, and it is not in the best interest of a developing country," the parish judge said. Campbell pleaded guilty to 4 counts of larceny as a servant and 7 counts of money laundering in a trial which started in 2022. The investigation, which was led by the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency, commenced in 2017 after an audit at the ministry revealed that grants were obtained by Campbell to pay her tuition at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, where she read for a bachelor's degree in business administration. Monies were also paid to the primary school where Campbell's son was enrolled. It was shared further in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court that in November 2017, Campbell initiated a request for a refund for tuition under the guise that she made the payments out of pocket. "You know what I wrote after hearing all of this? You added insult to injury. You already benefited, and the person who is the watchman is the person who is taking it. But the government does not have the finances to pay a watchman to watch the watchman. When they give you a job like this, they say do not take it. You are the person they put into screen to make sure that you are trustworthy. You failed the trust of the government," Ellis argued. The judge indicated that she was not minded to sentence the 37-year-old to a term of imprisonment, having taken into account mitigating factors presented by her attorney at law, C.J. Mitchell. "We are not seeking to justify the taking of the funds, but to have in mind that the funds were not taken for a nonsensical reason. What she did was wrong. We are asking the court not to impose a custodial sentence," the senior attorney pleaded, indicating that his client had repaid the sums. Campbell was fined $400,000 or 12 months imprisonment on counts 1 to 4 on the indictment. On counts 5 to 11, she was sentenced to 12 months imprisonment, suspended for 24 months. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.